Brian Tracy is kind of old school. He's like an old school sales trainer, and he was one of the first people I started listening to, you know, kind of self-help and self-development audios from. And he's a really smart guy that I believe you can learn a few things from. So check out this video compilation that I put together of some of the best wisdom of Brian Tracy. Enjoy.
Social intelligence, which is the ability to interact with others, is one of the most respected intelligences in our society. If you want a raise at your job, you're going to have to ask for one and be prepared to communicate why you deserve it. Want to let someone know that they've upset you or hurt you in some way? You're going to have to be able to effectively communicate with them to ensure they understand how they made you feel. The sixth form of intelligence is called interpersonal or social intelligence. This is one of my favorites for obvious reasons. This is the ability to communicate well and to get along well with others. Many people have a superb ability to make others feel at ease and to read their actions and reactions. They have an ability to be sympathetic and empathetic to others. This social intelligence is a vital human capability. This talent is used to the full in being a good parent, an excellent salesperson, a good leader or manager, a supportive colleague, a good teacher, a psychotherapist or counselor, or a consultant or expert of any kind who works well with other people. You use social intelligence or intrapersonal intelligence to analyze what you've done and to learn from it so that you can do it better in the future. My favorite word in communications is the word clarity. Almost all of our problems in life come because of lack of clarity. We say things, but they don't come out clearly. So in order to be clear, first of all, stop, and then think, and then proceed slowly. Another great word is to rephrase or repeat something. Let's say you say something and somebody goes, huh? Or it's clear that they didn't get the message. So effective communication starts with you being very clear in your own mind about what you want to say, and then being very clear when you say it, and then saying it slowly and patiently, and making sure that the other person hears the message that you sent. Here is my favorite question of all. When somebody says something that you're not really sure about, say, how do you mean, or how do you mean exactly? And they will always expand on what they just said and make it clearer for you and easier for you to understand and to respond effectively. Do you know the one key to becoming a great conversationalist? The key is to pause before replying. A short pause of 3 to 5 seconds after a person stops talking is a very classy thing to do in a conversation. When you pause, you accomplish 3 goals simultaneously. First, you avoid running the risk of interrupting if the other person is just catching his or her breath before continuing. The second benefit is that you show the other person that you are giving careful consideration to his or her words by not jumping in with your own comments at the earliest opportunity. The third benefit of pausing in conversation is that you will actually hear the other person better. His or her words will soak into a deeper level of your mind, and you will understand what he or she is really saying with greater clarity. By pausing, you mark yourself as a brilliant conversationalist. Well, Goethe, the German philosopher, had a line. He said, be sure to make the main thing the main thing. And the main thing in your life is the quality of your relationship with the most important person in your life. So think about that and put that at the top of your list. Here's the things that I have found is, first of all, listening builds trust. Taking the time to turn off the television, to shut down all distractions, to put the newspaper aside and just listen to the other person when they talk is a powerful way to build trust and depth in a relationship. Another factor is time. The fact is that the only way that you can improve the quality of a relationship is by spending more time face to face, head to head, knee to knee with that other person. It's an interesting discovery is that we always pay attention to what we most value in life. And so when the other person in your life wants to talk or needs to talk or is doing something and we pay total attention to them, we pay them value. We raise their self-esteem. We make them feel important in our lives. And what happens is if your relationship is solid, everything else in life can be turbulent, which it will be, but if your relationship is solid, it's like an anchor that holds you throughout life. And in retrospect, when you look back, you'll find that everything else comes and goes, but the relationship is more important. All relationships are ultimately based on trust. To build trust, you always keep your word. You remain consistent and dependable in everything you say and do. You never do or say anything that can shake this foundation of trust upon which your relationships are built and maintained. So if you want to be paid more, promoted faster, or increase your earning ability, you have to increase the value of the work that you do. There's no other way. In our world today, we do not have an income gap, we have a skills gap. The whole subject of inequality is unfortunately self-determined. People decide to be unequal to others, especially in earning ability, because they decide to stop learning and growing and becoming better in their field. The thing about money and the science of money is that you can have all the money you want and earn it honestly by contributing value to other people. By doing things for other people that are valuable, important, and help them get the results that they want and they will pay you for. This is the basis of money. When you start a business, it's very similar. When you work for a company, it's the same thing. But money is merely a method of exchange for the quality and quantity of your work, which enables you to buy the quality and quantity of work from others. If you want to increase your earning ability, there are key questions that you can ask yourself on a regular basis so that you are completely clear about what it is that you have to offer. Look into yourself and make a list of all the things that you can do that someone somewhere in the marketplace would be willing to pay money for. One of the most important responsibilities in adult life as the president of your own personal corporation is for you to develop skills for which there is a demand in the marketplace and then keep those skills current. So the first question you then ask is, what are your skills? Make a list of every skill that you have developed as a result of study and practice and experience. Write down every skill that you have used to get results for yourself and others in the past. The more, the better. And by the way, you'll be quite amazed at all the skills that you have developed over the course of your lifetime. But until you write them down, you're really not aware of how competent and capable you really are. Everybody wants to be more effective. Everybody wants to influence other people better in many different ways. And one of the strongest ways you have is the use of body language. Body language, according to Dr. Albert Morabian at UCLA, constitutes 55% of the message that you send in a face-to-face communication. So what you have to do is you have to learn how to use body language in an effective way. So the message that you convey in a sales conversation is 55% body language and nonverbal, 38% the tone of voice, and only 7% the actual words that you use. Remember, Maya Angelou said that people will forget everything that you said in a conversation, but they'll never forget the way that you made them feel. So, a form of body language you can use is to stand straight when you talk. Stand straight, open your eyes, look directly at the person, smile, and shake hands firmly to show them that you're happy to be here, that you're happy to meet them. You've heard it said that you never get a second chance to make a good first impression. The fact is that when you first meet a person, he makes a judgment about you in approximately 4 seconds. And his judgment is finalized largely within 30 seconds of the initial contact. In a survey of the members of the American Personnel Consultants, those men and women who are responsible for hiring people for large companies, generally agree that they made their decision to hire or not to hire a person within 30 seconds of the first meeting. Everything contributing to the way you look on the outside is important. If it's not helping you, it's hurting you. While you cannot control your physical features, you have total control over your dress and grooming. In fact, we generally assume that a person consciously and deliberately makes a personal statement about himself with every part of their appearance that he can affect in any way. Your clothes are responsible for as much as 95% of the first impression that you make on someone because, in most instances, your clothes cover 95% of your body. Your grooming, your hairstyle, and the other ways that you can determine your appearance from the neck up also exert an inordinate influence on the way that you are perceived, on your ethos with someone else. Your accessories, such as your purse or briefcase, watch, tie, rings, pens, and other elements, all make a statement that will or will not help you and put you in a position to influence someone else. Now, here are 2 things that you can do immediately to put these ideas into action. First, take complete control over every detail of your personal appearance and grooming. Resolve to look like a powerful, influential person in all your business activities. Second, study fashion and proper dress so that you know exactly what to wear and in what combination. Read a book, take a seminar, or even hire an image consultant. Small changes in your appearance can change your life.
And over the years, I've read and studied for over 30,000 hours in business, economics, psychology, philosophy, religion, metaphysics, and history to find the secrets of success. And I'm happy to say that I eventually found the answers I was looking for. Today, I live in a $1 million house on a golf course in Southern California, and I have business interests in 9 countries. Today, I know and I've proven that success in any field, including this field, is as predictable as the sun rising in the east and setting in the west. Here are 7 rules you can apply to any challenge that you face in achieving anything you desire. Rule number 1, the most important key to achieving great success is to decide upon your goal and then launch. Get started, take action, do something, move. A 12-year study at Babson College concluded that the act of taking the first step is what separates the losers from the winners, or the winners from the losers. Number 2, once you've launched towards your goal, never consider the possibility of failure. The Germans have a saying, it's immer vorne, nie zurück. Immer vorne, nie zurück, and it means always forward, never backward. The biggest goal in the world can be accomplished if you just take it 1 oil barrel at a time. Thomas Carlyle once wrote that our great business is not to see what lies dimly at a distance, but to do what lies clearly at hand. The only time you will ever have is now. If you live every day, every hour, the best you can, the rest will take care of itself. Watch out for the naysayers. The negative people around you are always telling you that you'll die in the desert. Get around positive people. Get around winners like people in this room. Fly with the eagles and refuse to listen to objections and reasons why you can't succeed.
Well, Aristotle said that 95% of everything you do is the result of habit. So the rule is form good habits and make them your masters, rather than allowing bad habits to form. In fact, the other rule says this, is that good habits are hard to form, but easy to live with. Bad habits are easy to form, but hard to live with. Now, one of the turning points in my life and my studies of psychology was the discovery that all habits are learned and can be unlearned. Actually, you don't actually unlearn a habit. You simply replace a bad habit with a good habit that has more power and impact. And how do you develop a good habit? You develop a habit by repetition. Number 1, develop the habit of daily goal setting and goal orientation. What does this mean? It means when you go to sleep at night, think about your goals for the coming day. Make a list for each day of all the goals, the little goals you're going to accomplish that day. Keep a journal and write down your goals on a regular basis. When you're driving through the day, think about your goals. When you're talking to other people, think about your goals. You see, you do become what you think about most of the time. You do achieve what you think about most of the time. So all successful people and all wealthy people think about their goals most of the time. Second of all, be results-oriented. Now, results-oriented people are always thinking of the most important things that they can do right now to achieve their most important results. Successful people make a list of everything they have to do, and before they start working, they set priorities on the list. Think about your health most of the time. Think about eating less food and better food. Think about daily exercise. Think about getting lots of rest. Remember, to be successful in our competitive world, you need a lot of energy. To have a lot of energy, you've got to eat good foods, get lots of rest, and exercise all the time. One of the most important habits is that of character and honesty, is always tell the truth no matter what the price. And the final characteristic, the final habit, is that of self-discipline. And I have written and spoken upon this for years and years and years, but self-discipline seems to be the foundation habit that makes everything else possible. There's perhaps no habit that will more guarantee your success in life than the habit of continuous personal and professional improvement. But the best payoff of all is that you will become more optimistic and positive. You'll have more energy, you'll be more creative, you'll be a happier person as you continue to grow and grow toward the realization of your full potential. The fact is that you would quickly become one of the best read, most knowledgeable, most expert, and highest paid people in your field if you are simply to develop the habit of reading each morning in your field for 30 to 60 minutes. I have never met anyone anywhere throughout the world who has not transformed their lives and their careers by the habit of daily reading. You must also discipline yourself to leave the television or radio off, to put the newspaper aside, perhaps to arise a little earlier in the morning so that you can invest in your mind. This investment in yourself will give you one of the highest payoffs in terms of results, rewards, and satisfaction that you will ever enjoy from anything that you do. Now, here are two things that you can do all day long to keep your mind and emotions focused on your goals and financial success. First, listen to audio programs in your car when you drive around. Continue feeding your mind with a steady stream of high-quality, educational, motivational material that moves you towards your goal. Sometimes one idea you hear on an audio program can change your life. Second, resolve to associate with positive, optimistic people most of the time. Get around winners and get away from negative people who criticize and complain and condemn. This can change your life as much as any other factor.